live.
Hello, everyone. Wow, isn't it amazing that what we think we know sometimes isn't the way things are? We've just had a lesson in that. Welcome, everyone. Carol Ann and I are really excited to be here with you. We're bringing you encouragement moments, and we're going to try and be here every day. They'll be very short, and we'll have a topic for the day for the encouragement moment. And it's a very important time for us all to come together in harmony and unity and support, isn't it, Caroline?
It certainly is. Good morning, Anayah, and good morning, everybody. It's really important for us to know that we have support, that we're here for one another, and that we can always count on one another, especially at these times.
Exactly. So today's encouragement moment is about clearing viral fear. Wow. I don't know about you guys, what's happening with you in the world, but for me personally, I'm choosing not to get involved in the media, in the press. I'm just not doing it. I don't feel good about it. It doesn't support me, and I really don't feel that it lifts my energy at all. I know it depresses my energy, and that's not where I want to go, Carol Ann.
No, and I understand that completely. I can't fully cut off from the media because I don't live by myself. But what I choose to do is when I see or hear something that is negative, or even just talking about what's actually happening, I choose to send love. And that doesn't matter if I'm sending love to a particular person, if I'm sending love to a country, if I'm sending love to the newsreader, or I'm just wrapping myself in love so that it doesn't affect me. Because, love is the key to everything.
That's what it's about, yeah. So that's a really good point. So you may be in a household like Carol Ann. Personally, I'm in a household where it's not on, and I'm in charge of whether it goes on because I live by myself. Such a bonus in some ways. So it just means that there are different ways that we're going to handle this situation. So today we're going to talk about some of the ways that you can right now, right this minute, and in the minutes and hours and days and weeks to come, begin to clear your energy of the viral fear factor, because it is a factor in what's going on. And I have to tell you that I was out the other day and I really started buying into it. And it was just amazing. I was at the supermarket. It was an Aldi supermarket, and there was this absolutely beautiful young woman standing there, and she looked at me and she said, "I can't believe what's happening." And I said to her, "Isn't it really important that we stay really focused and centered on our faith, on being safe and calm?" And she said, "But I keep finding myself falling into it." And I said, "You know what? I did too. But I'm choosing that when I feel that way, I'm going to focus on something that makes me feel good." We had a great conversation in front of the shelves, and I saw her 3 more times as we went round, and it was really cool. And then by the time we got to the checkout, because it was quite long, she was there next to me, so we talked again. But the thing I really noticed, Carol Ann, in that particular store, everything was calm. No one was panicking. People weren't stuffing their trolleys full. They were getting what they needed. Now, for you may need a lot. You may have a family to feed. And people are and I was doing it myself, Carolyn. I'm not going in people's trolleys. And I'm thinking to myself, Anayah, that's another way to buy into the fear.
Yeah.
Knock it off. It's their trolley, their business. Stay at it.
That's right. And this is it. I was, and we're all coming across that. And I was listening to a lovely story on the radio this morning. And I won't go into the end of it because that wasn't so lovely. But there was an older gentleman at the checkout wanting to buy 2 packs of toilet paper. And there was a young girl behind him in the queue. And the shop assistant said, "I'm sorry, I cannot sell you 2 rolls of toilet paper, 2 packs of toilet paper." He said, "I have a chronically ill wife. We go through lots of toilet paper. I need the 2 packets of toilet paper." And she said, "I'm sorry, I'm not allowed to sell it to you." And then a lovely young girl who was standing behind her said, "I will buy 1 of the packs for you." And that is what she did. So she bought 1 of those packs and she gave it to her. And these are little things that we can do. We can check that one another has got what they need and things like that. So little random acts of kindness, they add up, they multiply, and the beautiful mum energy multiplies and goes out.
Exactly. So if you're having trouble understanding Carol Ann, she was talking about an elderly gentleman needing to buy 2 packets of toilet paper. Shop assistant said, you can't have 2. And he said, look, my wife's unwell. She's elderly. Obviously, he's elderly too. She actually needs it. Our requirements are different. And she said, you can't have it. Now, I think there has to be some common sense here as well. And I think it's a really good time for us to talk about, okay, so I'm 63. I'm in very good health. I'm very mobile, right? Some people at 63 aren't. Some people at 50 aren't. If you think about, we have elderly and disabled members of our community who have different capabilities and different needs to us. So for me, let's just say, for example, there wasn't enough toilet paper. I didn't have any. Cancel could believe that because I do. I can have a shower. But for a disabled person or an elderly person or a very unwell person, that may take a lot of effort and strength that they don't have, and perhaps they can't shower alone. They may be relying on blue nurses or something like that, blue care, to come in and help them have a shower. So we have to be smart and sensible about it as well. So think about your community. How can we best serve our community? We're part of that community, and if we're serving our community, we are also serving ourselves.
That's exactly right. And you know, I'm happy to say I'm 73 and I'm in very good health and I look after myself. But yes, I'm very concerned about helping others, and that's what it's all about. They can be young, they can be old. We don't know what the circumstances are. So we need to think about not put a judgment on what people are putting in their health because we don't know the reason. And also being able to go and help a neighbour or somebody you know when you're visiting, you know, not that we can do all the hugs and things, but, you know, help just to take a little part of a meal. If you've cooked the meal the night before and you've got leftovers, take them to somebody and share it.
Because, cook a bit extra, you're it along.
Yeah, so, you know, you can do all of these things. We're only limited by our own imagination.
Yeah, and our own fear. So let's talk about clearing the viral fear that is going around. Now, that is a personal responsibility. It is up to each one of us. There's no point relying on anybody else to do it for us. It's up to each one of us to identify, like the other day I did when I was in fear, Carol Ann. All right, I see I'm in fear. And I automatically started working on that. It might not be automatic for other people. So what can you do? What are ways that you can quickly, easily, and very positively begin to clear the fear, particularly if you're involved with media, etc.? You may be. I have someone in my life who wants to talk about it all the time. She's the only person, but I can see with her, she's an elderly lady and she's very concerned. So I steer her away, but I can feel the effects of that, Carol Ann. It's like a big, wet, heavy blanket just goes.
Yeah.
So, you know, you might be in a household with it. So what can you do? What are some of the ways, Carol Ann? What's one way you can think of?
Okay, so it happened to me the other day. I had gone down to the shops, hadn't bought very much, and I protected myself before I went down the shops. And I got home and I felt fine. And as soon as I started packing the groceries away, it was like boom as well. This heaviness just came all over me. And so I said, okay, I've got to go and meditate for a few minutes. So I went laid on the bed. I connected myself very, very strongly with Mother Earth and also with the Creator, with the Divine, with God. And then I meditated. And I went off into this beautiful space. And when I came back, the energy was clear. So to me, meditation is an excellent way of clearing and connecting to Mother Earth, grounding yourself. We need to stay grounded because we get all caught up in busy. So they're two of the ways that I did the other day when it had hit.
Okay, so meditation and grounding for you was really important. That is brilliant. There's another very simple way. For me, one of the things I love, and my grandkids love this, is a bell. Right, this is my bell. Now just have a listen to this. That instant moment. You can put it wherever it might be. Maybe you've been hearing something. Is that Sam on my bed? No, he's under the bed. It's all right. That's how Sam grounds himself. He gets up on my bed. So now, hear that wonkiness? That's in my left ear, right? So that needs some clearing. Right ear's good. See the difference? There are lots of things. Oh, up around the... I need some clearing around the... Not as bad there. So this is what I do when I ring it around my chakras, around my ears, in front of my mouth. See which parts of me need clearing. Where am I? So grab yourself a bell. Now, it doesn't have to be a big fancy piece. It can be, look, I'm wearing amethyst, right? But these are enough. But get yourself a piece of amethyst and hold on to it. Put it in front of your heart chakra. Put it down by your feet and call in the energy. Calling in the energy of this beautiful piece of amethyst gifted to me from Mother Earth. Thank you for being present in my life. Thank you for helping me to feel calm and grounded. Thank you for bringing your love, your beautiful, loving energy into my physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual worlds, helping me feel the love and the peace that exists everywhere at all times. Should I choose to be there? I choose to be there. Simple, really, isn't it? It's coming in. I feel so much better. It's like, okay, just let it have a sleep now. But it can be anything. It can be like a tiny little, what do you call those? Tumbled. Tiny little, it doesn't have to be a big fancy piece. I'm very fortunate. I have a couple of big fancy pieces because I worked in a crystal store and I was able to get them then. It's not the size or the shape or the point or anything that matters, is it, Caroline? It's the energy field.
It's the energy field, and crystals are beautiful like that.
Yeah.
Just another little quick one, while we're talking about various methods, is you might be out at the shops or you might be with other people, but you don't have a chance to fully ground yourself. But if you take in a big breath, breathing in the love, and then blow out the negativity, blow out the bad, blow out the fear. And you can do that a couple of times and nothing much will take any notice of you. They'll see you taking a deep breath. You can always turn your head, blow out to the side where they can't see. But, you know, if you
put it in your car before you go inside, for example, as well.
So you know, that is just another little quick way.
And I've got this thing when I do that, Caroline, that I really love. And I call in Archangel Joe Fiel to bring her amazing, loving energy, and Kuan Yin's another one, Mother Mary, and ask her to all the fear that I'm blowing out or whatever it is, just to collect it all and then transmute it, and it's back to loving energy. So that is another way. Another great way I want to recommend, and I was doing it this morning when I should have been getting organised, but I was eating my brekkie, Caroline. Honest, I'm telling you, I was busy as well. Right, and that is I put on an episode of Friends. Joey cracks me right up. So watch something that makes you laugh, something good-natured. It's a good-natured show, even though some of the comments are a little bit politically incorrect, as we know, but it's good-natured. It's not meant to cause any offence.
No.
So find something good-natured and laugh. And I laughed and laughed, and my belly felt really happy.
That's good. It's good. I also like to put on music. And I was saying to Anayah earlier, I'd been out and got back in the car, and the song that was on was so appropriate. It was, what's her name? Jackie DeShannon, and it was What the World Needs Now. It's love. So just look it up on your computer and you'll be able to play it. And I just played before I came on. It's an older song, but the beautiful message about us. Love.
Yeah. Louis Armstrong. Louis Armstrong.
Yeah.
The beautiful world. Hey, on the Angel Heart Radio page, I made this beautiful little video, and that's the music that it's set to. It's on the top of the page at the moment. Go and have a quick look at it. I tell you what, it'll lift your energy.
Yeah.
And so Dr. Christiane Northrup always talks about having a dance break. You get up and have a dance, you know. You move your body, you get yourself going. And it not only shifts all the fluids in our, what are those glands called?
The glands.
The glands.
The lymphatic system.
Lymphatic system, thank you.
All right.
The glands.
That's not me.
So it moves the fluid around, which is really important. I didn't know that. As well as get your blood going, get your heart pumping, get yourself singing. And it really does feel, I close the curtains. I've got to admit, honestly, I'm actually not, you know, the world's best dancer. I just have to be honest about that. But it's good for us. So there are some things that you can do, and you can do them for yourself. And let's say you don't have any internet. You're watching this later because you haven't got internet at the moment, and you're watching it later. Look back. What did you do to lift yourself out of the blues? Read a book. Go outside and water the garden or whatever it is. Find something. Find a way. Look at the sky, Carol Ann.
Yes, it's beautiful.
There's a great big
army shine
right above me. Look at the sky. There's a bus going past. Thank you. I want to say thank you for that bus and the bus driver. Getting people around the community, helping them to do whatever it is they need to do. You know, I had this amazing friend, God, he was one of the best friends anyone could ever have, Chevelle, and he used to go off to Carindale, which is a bit of a bus ride from here, and I could drive him there in 15 minutes, no worries. So I said to him one day, ask me when you want to go. If I can, I'll take you. He said, oh, no, love. He said, it's lovely on the bus. He said, it's air conditioned. I can watch people. I look out the window. I think about all the beauty I'm seeing. And he floored me because I was thinking, oh, what a pain to have to catch the bus, right? Not for Chevelle, it wasn't. So it's...
We can see the beauty and the grace in so many things when we allow ourselves, instead of thinking, oh, I've got to get the bus.
Yeah. We have to pull ourselves up, don't we? We have to pull ourselves up.
Yeah, we have to change our perspective.
That's our responsibility. It is our responsibility, and I'm going to say it again, it is our personal responsibility. So there's no point saying to me or anybody else, oh, I can't because of, and I tell you what, I have to put my hand up to this one. Oh, I can't because I'm not feeling this or whatever. Well, what can you do? It's not about what you can't do. It's not about what I can't do. Now, I've just come through a couple of days, as Carol Ann knows. One day I was utterly exhausted, and I was just dragging myself through the day. And then the next day, which was yesterday, I began to feel better, but I still had some brain fog, and I was still feeling the effects of needing to rest. So I decided to do that. I woke up this morning, I thought, I feel like myself again. Yes, I'm so happy. However, had I not chosen, because my mind wants to push me, you've had a day's rest, it's enough. Get up and do something, vacuum that floor. But I made the conscious choice, Carol Ann. It's my responsibility to look after my health and my energy levels. And if I need to rest, then I need to rest.
Yes. And this is it. We have to look after ourselves because that is our responsibility in this lifetime. But we can't help anyone else if we're not right. It's that old saying of saying you can't heal anyone. Not that we do, but you can't help anyone unless you're healed yourself, unless you're in the right spot. So this is when we need to go within. And it's not being selfish to put yourself first, because you're the only one who can live your life.
Absolutely. And John Bradshaw also said, you can't heal what you can't feel.
Yeah, that's true.
And it was so true. And I was feeling that need for rest. So in order to heal, I had to listen to my feelings. I'm very fortunate. I can take that time to rest. I'm very grateful for that. Another really beautiful way is through essential oils. Get yourself some essential oils. Either get a diffuser, not one with heat if you can help it, because then you don't get the properties. But hey, if it's a candle, whatever, fine. But essential oils are wonderful because and be aware of this, whenever you smell anything, there's no barrier between the nose and the brain, so to speak. You smell it, goes straight to your brain. So that's why beautiful essential oils work so well. Make sure if you have animals that you're using safe for animals. I double check everything. I have 3 sources. It has to have 3 reliable sources because anyone can put on something on the internet. And that's another thing. If you've got an animal, make sure that you appreciate them, pat them, talk to them, spend some time with them. So there's some great easy ways that you can do right in your home. You don't have to leave your home to do that. Any of them.
Definitely. And this is it. It is not. So
It is
it's not difficult.
not difficult,
it might sound not right again.
That's right. It may take a little bit of perseverance, and it may take focused attention. But I don't really want to. I want to do this. I want to see what's happening. I want to read what's going on. If I'm not informed what's going to happen, I've got to be... That mind chatter, that monkey mind, will always have you focusing on what seems wrong.
Yes.
Up to us, get in our heart, just putting a hand on our heart. That automatically brings us into a center. Take some breaths. And your hand on your heart. And your heart pumping under your hand in your beautiful, wonderful body. Feel that? That is something simple, and that's an automatic grounding because it brings us into our heart center when we're in our heart. And because we're made, we know we're stardust, but, we're minerals as well. We have Mother Earth already in us. We drink water, we breathe air. We can connect to Mother Earth anytime. We don't even have to go out the door.
Definitely.
Yeah. That was great. Anything else you would like to share, Carol Ann?
No, just love one another and be kind to one another.
Yes.
Because, we don't want to step into this place here.
No.
And so the more that we can share the love, be kind to one another, and to just look after one another, smile.
Yes.
Because if we're in the shops or walking around a shopping centre, we smile at someone, it just changes the energy.
Yeah. And be okay if they don't smile back.
Yeah, that doesn't matter. We don't know what they're going through.
No, we don't. We do. Yeah.
So
that's another really good way of clearing that viral fear energy. I was practicing that as I went to the supermarket the other day. I made a point of saying, good morning, not making great eye contact, just as I passed, good morning, and just made it just a second. Not seeing people come up and, you know what I mean? Because people are feeling a little bit
fragile.
As I walked past, good morning, that's it. And it was amazing. People said good morning back. And some people were quite, oh, good morning.
Yeah.
Because we're used to at the moment, don't get away from me. Don't you come near me. Wash your hands with soap and water. Do you know why soap and water works, everyone? Well, I sound like an expert, but I read this from an expert. A virus is a nano something. It's a self-populating nano something or other, very,
Very technical, very medical.
Very, very, very. But there's, I think they're called lipids. There's a fatty layer that bonds them together as they replicate. Now, they're not actually alive, right? And as they get replicated, that's how they get spread. Touch things, they're there, whatever. But when you wash your hands, soap and water, and for 20 seconds, lather it. Go. Washing. And what that does is it dissolves the fatty layer and the virus falls apart like a house of cards. Boom, gone. That's why washing.
And, you know, it's just the same as you when you're washing up your dishes. You know, that fatty little bit, you put a bit of soap on and it gets rid of it. So,
Yeah.
it's the same thing, soap and water.
So step out of fear. You can do it. We have full faith in you. We're here to support you. We'll be back again tomorrow. I think we'll be back tomorrow. Is that right, Caroline?
I would say so. Yeah, I think that we can make it
tomorrow. Yep, with another encouragement moment for the day. And look after one another. Be kind to one another. And as the angel said to me, and I made a little poster which I'll put up on Angel Heart Radio, stay calm and share what you have.
Definitely. And just share the love. Just
share the love. And we have share the love.
Yeah, definitely.
You don't have to go and give all your food away.
No.
Share. We have love. We have light. We have laughter. We have compassion. Yeah. Okay.
All of this.
Okay. Thanks for tuning in. We really appreciate your company. We really, really, really appreciate you, and we love you too. So thank you.
We do love you. So love one another.
Love one another.
We'll see you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
Bye for now.
Bye. Thanks, Caroline. You are just adorable.
I think we're still live.
I know. I wanted to
oh, okay. Thank you.
Sharing the love in my heart for you.
Well, you know, I just think you're the best, and I just so appreciate having you.
Gorgeous. Thanks, everyone.
Okay.
See you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow. Bye.